A woman puts a blood pressure cuff on an older woman. A young man helps an older man with a tablet.
When we talk about caregiving, we tend to focus on how younger generations are stepping up and creating new approaches to take care of the elderly. As more and more of us become caregivers, it's important we consider, what can we learn from the way our elders cared for us?
Logo, Culture of Caring. Narrated by Sun-Hyung Lee.
In Indigenous cultures across Canada, elders have always been held in high regard. Now, as we work to undo 2 centuries of colonization, which has separated many Indigenous people from their culture, reconnecting younger generations with their elders is seen as an important part of reconciliation. In Kamloops, BC, a new facility is using these ideas to inform their care.
Part of bringing back the traditional practice that was always there.
This is Colleen Lucier. She's the Executive Director of the Michif Otipemisiwak Family and Community Services.
A round sign. Feathers and strips of cloth hang from the bottom.
KIKÉKYELC, a place of belonging, is a new type of living environment that provides assistance to First Nations, Inuit, and Métis youth transferring out of foster care.
A round section of a building with a teepee outside.
We wanted to create a safe, a culturally safe living environment where our young people could come and prepare for independence, and not only for independence, but to reconnect to who they are.
Colleen says that what they're doing at KIKÉKYELC is a testament to the importance of Indigenous care models being based on traditional beliefs as part of decolonization.
2 men beat drums, one with an animal skull painted on the drum head.
If we want different outcomes, we have to do things differently. We do things differently by just remembering who we are, and elders are part of that traditional way of being.
Knowing how important it was that KIKÉKYELC's young residents had uninterrupted access to their elders, the building is designed with suites for both age groups.
Connected houses behind snow-covered ground and a wooden fence.
This innovative approach allows the elders and young tenants to naturally bond and create the sort of relationships integral to their culture.
Incense burns on a large round table. 2 older people sit at the table in the distance and a younger person stands and talks to them.
For the youth here, having grown up in foster care, more than likely they haven't had a cultural connection.
Bearhead is a youth support worker at KIKÉKYELC. He says that by allowing residents and elders to interact organically, KIKÉKYELC's young residents are able to gain support and education in a more meaningful way.
Animation. A person in a wheelchair rolls toward a person who sits on the ground. From above, a building with a rounded front behind a snow-covered parking lot.
Maybe they moved around from house to house to house and never really had that time to learn how to cook or how to do laundry properly. Here we're able to do that.
However, the relationships being formed at KIKÉKYELC are not only constructive for the young residents.
Animation. As a young person walks with the person in the wheelchair, a multicolored tapestry opens behind them.
But I really see it as a mutually rewarding experience. So they're there to guide and support our tenants, but I really do feel that the tenants, being young Indigenous adults, are really contributing to the lives of the elders and making their life interesting and fun. And we've created some relationships that will last a lifetime.
For the residents of KIKÉKYELC, learning from their elders is not only beneficial as they transition into adult life, it also equips them to pass on their culture to future generations and continue the process of reconciliation.
Animation. The person in the wheelchair stays in place as the young person walks forward with the tapestry that follows them, and they approach another young person who sits on the ground and stops in front of them.
Because who knows, down the road, 50, 60 years from now, they might be the only person that knows how to do something. Hopefully they are able to come back to this knowledge and be like, oh yeah, hey, this is how we do it.
A young person stands next to a person in a wheelchair. The tapestry forms the background. The person in the wheelchair points to something and the younger person looks toward the person who pointed.
By looking at the work being done at KIKÉKYELC, we should all be reminded of the important role that our elders play in our families and communities.
A bridge over a river. Mountains in the background and snow on the banks.
Within every community culture, we all have elders, and we just have to take the time to listen and ask questions. All the answers are there.
Culture and customs, language and traditions. These are all things we learn from our elders, but we also learn from them how to care. As they get older, it's important that we reconnect with the care that our loved ones have provided us so that we can provide them with the best care possible.
From above, KIKÉKYELC. Logo, Culture of Caring. The word caring changes to different fonts. The background changes to different fabrics. Narrated by Paul Sun-Hyung Lee. Logo and text, North of Now. Produced with the participation of TELUS Fund, with logo. Text, Stories for Caregivers is an initiative produced by the KU Company, with logo. TELUS Fund takes no responsibility for the accuracy or validity of any claims or statements contained in the documents, content, goods or related graphics in this series. Further, TELUS Fund makes no representations about the suitability of any of the information contained in the documents, content, goods and related graphics of the series for any purpose. All such materials are provided without warranty of any kind. In no event shall TELUS Fund be liable for any damages whatsoever, including special, indirect or consequential damages, arising out of or in connection with the use or performance of information available from this series.